Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. I'm Karoline and I'm documenting my health journey, and this video is gonna be about why I'm just documenting it now, like about 5 years after I got sick. So I will dive into that. Yeah, I think why now, I think kind of it built up to it, because I feel more in control now, like the way I am moving through it now is very different. It's from a power within, like what I've talked about, like meditations through doctor that I do with Dr.Joe Dispenza's meditations, and I learned a lot through Kyle Cease's work, releasing trauma, and because I realized that I have enormously a lot of emotions and anxiety trapped in my body, and especially when you have digestion problems, that can really make it a lot worse. So I'll go back about 6 months, maybe 6 months ish. So this summer 2022 I was really amped up because I found this clinical nutritionist, Gucci Man, which is such a great nutritionist online, through someone else, Silka Devils, which also makes videos about her journey to recovering ME/CFS and also some digestive issues. She's recovered now, that's great. And I saw she took some tests, gut tests, like feces tests, through his site. He's a Gucci Man. So I thought, I should do it. Why haven't I done this before? I mean, it's private, so it costs a lot of money. So it's not like someone at the doctor's office will tell you like you should take tests. Maybe you have some viruses or something that can be easily cleared with herbal strong supplements or something like that. So I thought, wow, this is the solution. I can feel it. And so I did that and I got the results back. And he said it was a perfect storm in my body. It was, a lot of things wasn't really right, but he couldn't see the root cause of it all. So it would be worse to just take different supplements to kind of reduce the symptoms. It wouldn't, the root cause is what you have to deal with, not all these surface issues that's showing up. So I was guided to take more tests to dive further into it, and I found I was a bit hesitant because I saw that I looked at those results and I thought, will this really give me more, did this really give more information to solve it all? I feel like it didn't show the root cause. I mean, I am a nutritionist, public health nutritionist, but I'm not a clinical, and I have no experience in this kind of field of work. So I guess I use my intuition. I'm not sure if I want to go down more this road, because it also costs a lot of money. So I put it on hold a little bit because and then I found this psychotherapist I I got through a friend that went to him and recommended him, and I thought, yeah, this really sounds good. So I just took it as a sign, like, okay, yeah, this really sounds good for me. This I will definitely try this. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting, and using a psychotherapist that's really like having a consultation based, like an hour at a time consultation, where he does his work on me and help me release trapped emotions. And I could really feel when he worked, and we went into memories, and he used like a stick with a ball like tapping on different spots on my head, different spots. I could feel that energy were releasing throughout when he worked with me. So I could feel it did did something to me, even though I couldn't really see any physical changes yet. So I went there for 7 weeks, and so once every week, so 7 times, and I did learn quite a lot from going there. But I stopped. I thought, okay, I think I need to just take all this information I learned in and do more work on myself. And additionally, like midway when I worked with him, or in the start, I also came across Dr.Joe Dispenza's work. I don't know if you don't know him. You should check him out. He's a chiropractor, and he's like a kind of a spiritual leader. He have written a lot of books, how to meditate and heal yourself. Heal yourself through using his meditations. It's like a formula he has. Because when he was like 20 something, he had an accident. He rode his bicycle it was like he was hit by a car with his bicycle, and he broke many places on his spine, and he was told to have you should have an operation and maybe you won't even be able to walk, but you should have a surgery to keep your body together, really. But he was like, no, I don't know, I don't want to have a lot of metal in my back, and I need to figure this out on my own. And he actually healed himself through doing meditations, these types. He did a lot of research, and then discovered how he could fix his body. So he was up and training and lifting some weights already 6 weeks after this event, after the accident. So that's how his journey started, which is really inspiring. And after learning more about this, because he dedicated his life to this, he has written a lot of books. I really recommend Becoming Supernatural if you want to dive into it. I saw it also was actually a free audiobook, Becoming Supernatural, on YouTube. So I can put this link down under this video. So now, there's a lot in this YouTube channel. There's a lot of testimonials on how a lot of people from all over the world used his meditations and this formula he has to heal themselves from every disease or injury. It doesn't matter what you have, but you have to be dedicated. And so I was so inspired. I found his book because I was reading some spiritual books and I was looking for another one, a new one, and I just come to think of him, like Dr. Joe Dispenza. I remember something about him healing himself from after this accident, and I just, yeah, and Becoming Supernatural book came up, and I just bought it. And I was really grabbed by the first pages. I mean, I was like, wow, oh my god. So I was like starting doing the meditations like even before I had learned everything to know. I just, after reading a few pages one night, I think I started the next day to meditate, or maybe 2 days after. Found free meditations of him on YouTube. And insomma, Palo Santo. Just started the meditations right away, and it was amazing. I mean, I had meditated maybe a year prior to this, but more like silently, and I didn't really get into it. Some guided ones, and some I actually started to visualize my future self. Actually, that's what he does in his meditations, like mental rehearsing. But I didn't know about it then, but I started to do that because I noticed that my mood will really get much better when I mental rehearse my future, and like traveling abroad, dancing, eating everything I want, so good food. It just made me, whoa, kind of escape and just also better my mood, like right then and there, but also after the meditation. So yeah, when I started to do Dr. Joe's meditations, oh, my throat, a little itchy. Sorry. I mean, already the second meditation I did, first and foremost, when I started to read this book and heard about his meditation, I was like, yeah, it really connected, like my soul, like it knew, like I found home, this is it, like I don't need to search out for answers anymore. This is it, like this is, oh, such a good feeling. But the second meditation I did, it was like a chakra meditation. I mean, it was mind-blowing. You're focusing on this the energy centers. And when I came up to the heart, the energy center, I just I could see, I had my eyes closed, and I could see this light going through my body once and then twice. And then I had this warm feeling just spreading throughout my body, and energy. It was amazing. I had never experienced anything like that. And then I had a vision. I saw like a lion running, and it was in like these fire colors, like orange and red. So I saw the shape of a lion, and it was filled with red and orange. It was just like running, and then passed. That was incredible. And what I saw the next day, because I was like, why a lion? Why did I see a lion? And then I saw, it symbols a lot of different things, but one of it that did really struck me and resonated with me was that it's symbolizing overcoming life challenges. So that was really like so confirming, so reassuring to me. And after that, I was just hooked. I mean, I know that to have these kind of experiences, you shouldn't expect things like this to happen, because when you expect it, nothing happens, because the ego is playing into it. When your ego is out of it, more things like that happen. So that, I guess that's why, because I didn't have any expectations. It was my second time, and I thought like, yeah, what's gonna happen like in the second meditation? Is probably nothing. Like, so after doing these meditations, I could feel my energy got stronger. Like when I was sitting there or lying there in the meditations, I could feel like outside, like in my body. Like, have you ever experienced like some tingling in your hands, maybe? And maybe when you sit like this and make this kind of force, like feel like between your hands and feel like there's a magnetic like energy field. Like when you meditate, you will feel afterwards that tingling and that energy in your whole body. It's magical. And also sitting in this energy for a long time and just surrendering, and also surrendering to the blackness around you, you get more into that afterwards. You have to surrender. That has helped me to kind of calm my body, because it's often in fight or flight. And even maybe, or even like after the second time when I had this light show experience, I recognized, when I read in his book, I recognized that what I had was something like an activation of the heart center. So I had what is it called? Like a coherent heart. That's when I'm not an expert, so but I'm sharing my experience and what I remember. But your energy is more at ease when you're in heart coherence. It's not a lot of craziness, like energy is like, yeah, all over. It's more like in that kind of rhythm that's healthy and healing your body, more like this, and not like all over the place. It's like in rhythm. Yeah, maybe that was a bad explanation. Anyways, just to give you an so when I felt that, for like 5 days after, I was in heart coherence, and I was so in the now, like all the time, and all of my, programs in my body, and all of, like, I didn't worry about anything. Like life was so beautiful, and I was in the same body, and I was in the same environment, and having the same every day. But that 5 days, those were some of the best days of my life. I know that sound weird, but my body was so calm, and so like, wow, I was enjoying every minute and being in the now all the time, and I was just yeah, no shadows, nothing, like. And I also could feel like how I connected with people, the people around me. It was, I could see so much difference. Like you can sometimes feel the energy between you and another person. Maybe it's sometimes a little bit tense, and maybe there's something like, oh, what's that? Like, now I could just feel like so much ease, love, and I could also see it in the other person. Isn't that quite cool? So yeah, but I didn't see that before afterwards, because I thought that this was just like a side effect of just meditating. I didn't know that it was because of the whole light show and heart activation I had. But looking back, I see that, yeah, that's in me, that's in all of us. Yeah. So this really motivated me to keep going and meditating. And yeah, I think I started meditating in September, maybe September. September, October, November, December, and it's been 5-6 months of meditating now, every day for like 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. In the morning a little bit, and sometimes in the middle of the day, and then in the evening. And going a little bit forward, so this was like maybe a month ago, I also found Kyle Cease, which is a great coach, spiritual leader, or like he helps people to release trauma, like I mentioned in another of my another video. So I kind of used the tools from the meditation I do the meditation, but also do the emotional releasing work. And I mean, yeah, I started applying these, how to release emotions, maybe 2 weeks ago, and I could feel that it right away. Like, I guess all of us has like programs in our body, and maybe thoughts that's really always like affecting us, and sometimes it can be a lot and like draining energy, really. And sometimes you can think that that's just how I am. I do feel bad if I can't tell people all the time, or I have a constant like something's wrong. But that's not really you, it's these programs. So I've been watching, I learned that when you watch these programs, or you actually see that, wow, that's not me. Why do I feel bad now? I shouldn't feel bad now. Why do I do that? And when I started to watch and really get like conscious of these programs, I could see that it took the power away from them. They started to like giving me some more space, not like they were giving me more space, like they were kind of dying just by me seeing them. Like, I don't know if this makes any sense to you, but if you want to learn more about that, check out Kyle Cease's YouTube channel. I can put the link down, and especially those videos where he coaches people. That was really helpful for me, at least. yeah, so check that out. So yeah, so the past 2 weeks I been watching these programs, kind of dying a little bit. It comes a little bit back, but it's not that big anymore, which gives me more silence, and also it makes me stay like in the now so much easier. It's like, since I've been releasing that and also kind of crying, like releasing it through crying and sitting in my pain, like I talked about, and allowing all these feelings, like I'm allowed to feel overwhelmed in my body and just like sitting with it, loving it, and just like I'm here, just like feeling it come through, the energy come through. Since I've been doing that, I've been feeling actually a lot lighter, and yeah, it's easier to be just in the now and surrender a little bit to the universe, actually, like not being such a doer, like, because that's also one thing that drains energy for me. If I'm like planning my day, like, okay, because I do have an Instagram account and another YouTube account for food. I ferment food, make videos and recipes, and it's Fermentation Addict if you want to check it out. I think that's really cool, and sometimes I like schedule, like, what should I do today, and when I force myself to do something, if I schedule it, I don't have the room to like experience, like see if I really have the energy to do that, or is that the thing to do today. So I realized, like, sometimes when I push it a little bit, it's like, I get more pains, more fatigued. But now when I'm more in the now and just see when the day comes, maybe I have like some thoughts in my head, like, yeah, I can edit this video maybe during this day sometime, or maybe this other thing, if I'm more called to that. Let's see, when I'm more like that and just not forcing anything, it comes more easily, and I enjoy it so much more. It comes more easily through. I use less energy, actually. I get less pain. And also doing it like that, it creates more creativity in me. Like, it's like I don't need to do anything. And when you have that feeling like, I don't need to do anything, then you do want to do things that you find like fun. So then it's also easier, or at least I think, to suddenly like be spontaneous and like, oh, I want to make this recipe, and suddenly I'm filming and doing a lot of things in one day. Yeah, so after connecting with Dr. Joe Dispenza and Kyle Cease's work, so for the last, so it's been a half year, and 1 month with Kyle Cease's work. It has really shifted me, like both of these things. I really applied it. Like, I go all in, and I know, like, because I want nothing more than my health back, and being more of me. So I guess to answer the question, I know this was a long video, but to answer the question, why now film it, make a video? Because before this half year, as I said before, I tried a lot of different things, getting help from doctors, which some things I helped, like the surgery I had a little bit, and also changing my diet. I'll talk about that in a different video. It was far from resolving everything for me, the diet thing, but yeah, and just after working with the clinical nutritionist, and so when I kind of shifted on more to the energy work side, and saw that there's really possibility here to take my power back and actually be well and just sit with it. I mean, even though it's gonna take time, it's more like this knowing that, yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I don't need to look for a lot of things. I mean, if something's, my intuition tells me to do something and get help from some people, of course, then it's part of my journey. But if not, then I continue with what I've been doing now. And so I guess like earlier, I thought about it like a long time ago. I want to help people to get better, but I should be better myself first. Help people from chronic disease, I mean, or in similar situations. And I never found a solution, but now I felt like, I feel this deep knowing in me that I am on the right path, and as I could see, like the last 1 and 2 weeks, things have been moving so fast, like how I'm feeling and how I am inside. It's been so amazing, and it feels so groundbreaking for me. It feels like I'm like so excited. So that's why I wanted to share, because I really feel things are happening now. I mean, I can't tell you, or I can't know how long, but I know that this is right. Maybe I will find some additional information afterwards, but I know this is me on the right path. And when I got so excited after releasing this emotional trauma trapped in my body, and I had so like a physical reaction, I just saw like, oh my god, I want to document this. Like, even if it's just for myself, I have to really have to see, like, okay, I need to put it down, what I'm doing right now, what's helping me, because this is cool, and maybe it can help someone else, because I know there's so many people in this world that suffers from chronic disease. And I mean, everyone, there's so many solutions, because there's so many angles you can go attack it, and we're all different, and our body needs different things, of course. What's right for me is not right for you, but if your intuition tells you that, oh, it's something in this, or you're drawn to it, that's not for no reason. It's maybe you're guided to my videos for some reason, for yourself, or from someone you know who suffers from chronic conditions. So I'm just happy to share, actually. And I think also a part of my journey is to share and be open, be like 100% myself. I think that's because it comes with a kind of a vulnerability. I'm not great at that word. Like putting yourself out there, but I'm just talking my truth, so it's nothing wrong with that. It's just my experiences, my view of things. It's not an answer for everyone, but yeah. So I really hope there was something that could be helpful or in this video. If you liked it, press the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and yeah, I will see you. Bye.